Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram
Ram,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiv Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiv Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiv Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpati Gopisha Gopi Kante Radha Kante Namostute Tapte Kanchan Gaurandi Radhe Vrindaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye तो श्री राधे गोलोकानंद भगवान की
Jai.
जय। हरे कृष्णा हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna Bhaiya, Hare Krishna
Hare
everyone.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण जय।
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
ऑलराइट सो कल हम लोगों ने 31st श्लोक पढ़ा 16th अध्याय का एंड एज यू रिमेम्बर Sanat Kumars were there at the Vaikuntha door, yeah, entry of Vaikuntha, and Lord Vishnu came. Jay and Vijay stopped Sanat Kumar. Sanat Kumars gave the sharp, right? They cursed them, and then Lord Vishnu came. And then now Sanat Kumars, after praying to Lord Vishnu, after doing darshan of Lord Vishnu, right, which they described very nicely, they went back. And then now we are at Shlok 32. So start with that, Tarun.
Tadvastave tav adisya bhagwanam vimanam shreni bhushanam sarvatichasaya lakshmaya jushtam swayam dhishtanyayam avishattah. Translation. After thus speaking at the door of Vaikuntha, the Lord returned to his abode, where there are many celestial airplanes and all surpassing wealth and splendor. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So then Lord Vishnu also returns back to his abode. Interesting.
So Gajendra, your voice is breaking.
Oh, is it? Is this better?
No, it's coming broken.
Oh, really?
It has been like that for today's call all along.
I see. Okay. Okay, let me check. Okay, is this any better?
Yes. Yeah, it's better.
It's good now.
Yeah. Okay, I just changed some few attributes. Hopefully this works.
Let's see.
Yeah, if it still breaks, let me know. I think I'll probably reconnect in that case. So let's read the second paragraph of that. Rinaji?
All other living creatures, including the demigods, are born of Brahma, and Brahma is born of Lord Vishnu. Krishna states in Bhagavad Gita in the 10th chapter, Aham Sarvasya Prabhava. Lord Vishnu is the origin of all manifestations in the material world. Those who know that Lord Vishnu is the origin of everything, who are conversant with the process of creation, and who understand that Vishnu or Krishna is the most worshipable object of all living entities, engage themselves in Vishnu worship as Vaishnavas. The Vedic hymns also confirm this. Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam. The goal of life is to understand Vishnu. The Bhagavatam also confirms this elsewhere. Foolish people, not knowing that Vishnu is the supreme worshipable object, create so many worshipable objects in this material world, and therefore they fall down. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So two important aspects are mentioned here. Yeah. One is, Lord Sri Krishna himself has mentioned in Bhagavad Gita in the 10th chapter is that Aham Sarvasya Prabhava, which means he is the origin of all manifestations in the material world. And everybody believes in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, but then some of them don't believe in what Lord Krishna himself is saying, that Aham Sarvasya Prabhava. Yeah. So Lord Vishnu himself, Lord Krishna himself is saying that he is the origin of everything. And the second part is the goal of life is to understand Vishnu. Yeah. To re-establish that relationship, to go back to Godhead. So that's very important to understand. Aneji?
Tautu girvan rashava dustaradya rilokataha hatashriyo brahma shapad bhutam vigatasmayo. But those two gatekeepers, the best of the demigods, their beauty and luster diminished by the curse of the Brahmins, became morose, and fell from Vaikuntha, the abode of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So those two gatekeepers, and who are the two gatekeepers?
Jai and Vijay.
Jai and Vijay.
Yeah. Jai and Vijay. Yeah. We are talking about them. So after the curse from Sanat Kumars, they fell down, basically fell from Vaikuntha. Nisha?
Tada Vikunta Dhishanatha Yorni Patamanayoha Hahakaro Mahanasi Vimanagreshu Putrakaha. Then as Jai and Vijay fell from the Lord's abode, a greater roar of disappointment arose from all the demigods who were sitting in their splendid airplanes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So all the devatas also got disappointed on this one. Ajay?
Tavev haduna prapto parshad pravaro hare ditejart thanivishtham kashipam tej ulvanam. Lord Brahma continued, those two principal doorkeepers of the personality of Godhead have now entered the womb of deity, the powerful semen of Kashyap Muni having covered them. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So the Lord Brahma continued, means he is speaking to whom? Lord Brahma is telling this to whom?
All the Devtas.
All the Devatas, right? Yeah. So because if you remember now, if you go back, all the Devatas came to Lord Brahma because everything became dark. Because Diti was having the two powerful demons in her womb, right? And she kept it almost 100 years. And then everything started becoming dark. Devatas got worried. They came to Lord Brahma. And that's when Lord Brahma has been telling all this story to them. Like what happened, right? How Sanat Kumars went, how the Jai and Vijay stopped them, and then how they were cursed. And now they are in the womb of Diti. Yeah. So those two principals, doorkeepers, have now entered the womb of Diti. Yeah. So that's what Lord Brahmaji has now explained to all the devatas. Yeah. Ajay?
Tayor Suryoradyam Tejasa Yam Yorhi Vaha Achiptam Tej Eterhim Bhagwas Sthididhatsi. It is the powers of these twin asuras, demons, that has disturbed you, for it has minimized your power. There is no remedy within my power, however, for it is the Lord himself who desires to do all this. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Lord Brahmaji is telling to all the devatas that even I cannot do anything about it. Yeah. Because for it is the Lord himself, the Lord Vishnu himself, who desires to do all this. Says Bhagavastat Vidhitasati. Yeah. So Lord Brahma is telling all devatas, even I don't have any power to do anything about this. Tinaji?
विश्वस्य यः स्थितिलयोद्भव हेतुराद्यो योगेश्वररपि दुरत्य योगमाया क्षेमं विधास्यति स नो भगवान् श्रेयधीश स्तत्रास्मदीय विमृशेन कियानिहार्थः. My dear sons, the Lord is the controller of the three modes of nature and is responsible for the creation, preservation, and dissolution of the universe. His wonderful creative power, Yoga Maya, cannot be easily understood even by the masters of yoga. That most ancient person, the personality of Godhead, will alone come to our rescue. What purpose can we serve on his behalf by deliberating on the subject? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Lord Brahma is telling all the devatas, okay, and he's telling them about Lord Vishnu, that Lord Vishnu is the controller of the three modes of nature. What are the three modes of nature?
Goodness, ignorance,
And passion.
passion.
And passion, yeah. So Satogun, which is mode of goodness, Rajogun, which is mode of passion, Tamogun, mode of ignorance, yeah. And our goal is try to go to the mode of goodness, mode of Satogun, to the extent possible. So who controls all those three modes is the Lord himself. And it says he's a Trayadhisha. So he's controlling all three modes of nature, and his wonderful creative power, Yoga Maya, cannot be easily understood by even the masters of yoga. So is what Lord Brahma is telling about Lord Vishnu is that Yogeshwara api duratya Yoga Maya hai. Yani whoever is the master of Yoga Maya also cannot understand the Yoga Maya of Lord Vishnu, and is the most ancient person. Says Adya. If you remember, we did Adi and Adi. Lord Krishna is Adi and Anadi. That is his origin, and then no one has been before him. So Lord Brahma is basically then telling all devatas there is no purpose we can serve by debating on this subject. Like Kya Aniharta hai, like there is no point in discussing this. Lord himself has desired this is what Lord Brahma is telling. Right, so we completed actually the 16th chapter. In fact, can we move ahead? So, yeah, this is what we just read. So it says like this is the end, the Bhakti Vedanta purpose of the third canto. 16th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled The Two Doorkeepers of Vaikuntha, Jai and Vijay, cursed by the sages. So, Bolo Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai.
Jai.
Is the voice clear now?
थोड़ी
again
कट रही है
getting-
बीच बीच में
अभी भी कट रही है?
अभी तो लास्ट 2 मिनट में थोड़ा सा कटने लगी थी.
Oh, okay. तो आज मैनेज
It's not
करते हैं.
as bad as before though.
अच्छा. Okay. ठीक है. I will manage somehow today. So we'll start with chapter 17. Yeah. And chapter 17 is about the victory of Hiranyaksh. And as we know, Hiranyaksh is one of the demons in Diti's womb. Yeah. And so victory of Hiranyaksh over all the directions of the universe. So let's start with the text 1. Anil ji?
जी. मैत्रेय उवाच निशम्यात्म भुवा गीतं कारणं शङ्खयोज्झिताः ततः सर्वे न्यवर्तन्त त्रिदिवाय दिवकसः. Sri Maitreya said, the demigods, the inhabitants of the higher planets, were freed from all fear upon hearing the cause of the darkness explained by Brahma, who was born from Vishnu. Thus, they all returned to their respective planets. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Sri Maitreya said, and Maitreya Muni is saying to whom?
महात्मा विदुर
Mahatma Vidur, yeah, remember? So Maitreya Muni at the Ganga Tat is telling all this to Mahatma Vidur because Mahatma Vidur has asked so many questions. So he is responding to Mahatma Vidur. And so then, of course, he's telling all this story of what happened, yeah? Because remember, like Mahatma Vidur asked him to tell more about Lord Varaha. Yeah, remember? So because Maitreya Muni described Lord Varaha, how he appeared, how he got all the whole earth from the water, and then he went back to his abode. But then Mahatma Vidur wanted to know a lot more details about it. Yeah, and that's when Maitreya Muni was describing what happened. Yeah. So, shall I just read Tarun? Want to read this?
The demigods, who are denizens of higher planets, are also very much afraid of incidents such as the universes becoming dark, and so they consulted Brahma. This indicates that the quality of fear exists for every living entity in the material world. The 4 principal activities of material existence are eating, sleeping, fearing, and mating. The fear element exists also in the demigods. On every planet, even in the higher planetary systems, including the moon and the sun, as well as on this earth, the same principles of animal life exist. Otherwise, why are the demigods also afraid of the darkness? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So basically, what is being mentioned here is that demigods are at a higher planet, right? More of Satogun, more of goodness, but end of the day, everybody is still in the material world. Yeah. So I think that's important to know. Yeah. Like, do you remember how many loks we have in this planet? Do you remember how many planets we have in Trilok? 14, yeah?
14.
Correct. So don't forget the basic things we have learned already. So 14 planets and Earth is the planet 8. Yeah? I mean, it's the level 8. And then 6 above us and 7 below us. But the whole thing is material world is what is being mentioned there. Nisha?
दितिस्तु भर्तुरा देशाद पत्य परिशंकिनी पूर्णे वर्षशते साध्वी पुत्रो प्रसूषुवे यमो. The virtuous lady Diti had been very apprehensive of trouble to the gods from the children in her womb, and her husband predicted the same. She brought forth twin sons after a full 100 years of pregnancy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, it says Varshashate Shadavi Putro. Yeah, Varshashate is like after 100 years, she delivered the two sons. Ajay?
Utpata Bahav Vastatra Nirpeturja Yamaneoh Divi Bhuvyantarikshe Cha Lokasya Bho Bhayavaha Lokasya Rubhava Bhayavaha. On the birth of the two demons, there were many natural disturbances, all very fearful and wonderful in the heavenly planets, the earthly planets, and in between them. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So now Maitreya Muni is describing, what happened when the two demons were born. There were so many natural disturbances. So that's what is being described now. Rinaji?
Prahachala Bhuvashescha Ludirshah Sarvaha Prajajvalo Sulkashashanayah Petu Ketavasharti Hetavaha. There were earthquakes along the mountains on the earth, and it appeared that there was fire everywhere. Many inauspicious planets like Saturn appeared, along with comets, meteors, and thunderbolts. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Also the Vahu Vayu hai Sudushaspah Utkara Niryanmu Unmalayan Nagati Gapati Nva Vatyani Ko Rajodvaja hai. There are blue winds which were most uninviting to the touch, hissing again and again and uprooting gigantic trees. They had storms for their armies and clouds of dust for their ensigns. So again, so continue to describe what's going on, right? Tarun?
You want me to read this one?
Yeah, yes, Tarun.
Uddhasat tadit amboda ghataya naste bhagane yogni pravishtata tamasa nasma vyadrushyate padam. Translation. The luminaries in the heavens were screened by masses of clouds in which lightning sometimes flashed as though laughing. Darkness reigned everywhere and nothing could be seen. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Yeah, so this continues to describe what happens when the Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu were born. Yeah, so we are going to pause here. And yesterday was Radha Ashtami, so we'll continue. So we'll hear the Radha Ashtakam. Yeah. So let's do that. And then we'll see you tomorrow. I'll try to find out what's wrong with the audio.
गार्गाचार्य विरचित श्री राधिकाष्टकम्। नमस्ते श्रियै राधिकायै परायै नमस्ते नमस्ते मुकुन्दप्रियायै सदानन्दरूपे प्रसीदत्वमन्तप्रकाशे स्फुरन्ति मुकुन्देन सार्धम् स्ववासोपहारं यशोदासुतं वा स्वदद्यादिचौरं समाराधयन्ति स्वदाम्नोदरे या बबन्दाशु निव्या प्रपद्येनुदामोदरप्रेयसीं ताम् दुराराध्यमाराध्य कृष्णं वशे तं महाप्रेमपूरेण राधाभिदाभू स्वयं नाम कीर्त्या हरौ प्रेम यच्चत् प्रपन्नाय मे कृष्णरूपे समक्षम् मुकुन्दस्त्वया प्रेमडोरेण बद्धः पतङ्गो यथा त्वम् अनुभ्राम्यमाण उपक्रीडयन् हार्दमेवानुगच्छन् कृपा वर्तते कारयातो मयिष्टिम् व्रजन्तीं स्ववृन्दावने नित्यकालं मुकुन्देन साकं विदायान् कमालाम् समामोक्ष्यमाणानुकम्पाकटाक्षै श्रियं चिन्तये सच्चिदानन्दरूपाम् मुकुन्दानुरागेण रोमाञ्चिताङ्गैरहं वेप्यमानां तनुस्वेदबिन्दुम् महार्दवृष्ट्या कृपापाङ्गदृष्ट्या समालोकयन्तीं कदा मां विचक्षे यदन्कावलोके महालालसौगं मुकुन्दः करोति स्वयं ध्येयपाद पदं राधिकेते सदा दर्शयान्तर्हृदिस्थं नमन्तं खिरद्रोचिषं माम् सदा राधिका नाम जिह्वाग्रतः स्यात् सदा